Hello, this is Lyle Dilly with Land of Nerds. We're on the Land of Nerds Facebook and stuff, trying to figure out. We're talking with Daniel Hawk. He is a member of the Tidewater Cosplay out in Virginia, and he had some crazy stuff happen at the Tidewater Comic Con, and we wanted to hear his story today. Without further ado, hi Dan.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for joining us today. So, some crazy stuff. I know you have a lot of history out there in Virginia. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your cosplay group and what you guys do out there in Virginia?
We're a cosplay group that accepts all manner of people. We have quarterly crafting events where we help people with their costumes. So if you have a costume, you come out and we help you build it. You have the idea, you buy all the equipment, you buy all the materials. We provide the equipment, and we help you build it. And we do that every quarter. We also go out and do events throughout the area. So just about every weekend, we're doing something, whether it's working with the Red Cross with serving homeless, or going out to conventions at comic book stores. And we have a huge TARDIS that we can break down and build and put inside any size home. That's TARDIS from Doctor Who. We also have a steampunk TARDIS and a steampunk Dalek that we're rebuilding right now. The group has 250 members right now, and it's in Tidewater, Virginia, which is basically Virginia Beach.
That's really, really cool. It sounds like you guys are doing a lot of great stuff out there in Virginia. Can you tell a little bit about the Tidewater Con that I know you guys have been going there for years. What brings you out to that Tidewater Con every single year?
Well, we first started with a steampunk TARDIS, and we were bringing it to another event. But before that event, I wanted to get it out to the public. So we contacted Tidewater Comicon, and they let us come in there in 2015. And we had our whole group there. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. Everybody wanted to take pictures of it. There was lines coming up to our event, our booth. Well, then the next year, the guy that I was friends with that helped me set it up went off on his own and built his own. And I contacted Mike Federale, who is in charge of Tidewater Comic Con, and asked him if this guy was going with his own TARDIS, and he told me no. Well, I saw pictures later that he was there, so I contacted him and I said, "Why did you lie to me?" And he went off on me and basically defriended me, and just got really upset.
Man, that's too bad. So I know that you've been going to Tidewater, paying your own way for the last few years, but I know that you had a crazy altercation this year. And I know that's part of one of the stories that you wanted to tell today. So why don't you go ahead and let everybody know what happened today? Because I know it didn't just involve you, it involved your entire family.
Right. Well, we spent about 6 months getting ready for it, going to other cons, trying out our costumes, figuring out exactly which one we're going to wear that day. And it was last Saturday. I think that was the 17th. So we went up to the ticket booth. We bought our own tickets. I actually won a free ticket from another cosplay group, another another convention. I won it for being second place in the cosplay group, and so I went up with that ticket, and they told me that I needed to go down to the end of the line. And I went down there, and then Mike Federale came out and told me, "You're not allowed here." And I asked him why, and he said, "Because you keep messaging my people, and I'm sick and tired of it." I had messaged them, and I asked them if we can come the next year and have a booth and set up for the next year. And that was about it. I don't know what he was talking about. I keep messaging his people, but then I told him that my whole family's here, and I've already paid to get in, and then he brought the police out, and he must have ahead of time told them something, because they came out with their hands on their weapons. I was dressed up in a Halo outfit, so I had lots of weapons all over me too. So it wasn't all maybe just him, but they were ready to draw their weapons when they came out. They separated me from my children. My children went in, and I was forced to exit the building.
Wow, that's pretty intense. I mean, what were you personally thinking when the police came at you and stuff? What were you thinking?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, all you have to do is tell me, to go. But still, I mean, telling me to go, I've been going there since 2016 on our own, paying. I just couldn't believe that I was being called out like that in front of, I mean, there had to be thousands of people there. So I don't know how he picked out my name throughout all the thousands of people who ordered tickets and said I'm not allowed to go and flagged me. I really don't understand his thinking here.
How long were you separated from your family at this time? How long did the police get it to you saw your kids again?
About an hour, 2 hours. I was wondering what happened to them. I contacted them. I messaged them on the phone to make sure they were okay, but they're like 16. They're not adults, so I didn't understand what was going on, basically.
What do you think is the next step right now? I know that you guys really enjoyed going out to the Tidewater Comic Con. I mean, is this for go where you won't go next year? Or are you gonna seek legal action for something like this? It's pretty crazy that they're singling you out like that.
Well, I don't have money like they do, so I couldn't seek out legal action. I can't hire a lawyer. And I don't know what the lawyer would say. I mean, it's his event. He can do what he wants with it, I guess. I asked him if I can talk to his boss, and he said, I am the boss. You can't talk to anybody else. So it's just really confusing as to where his mind is on this whole thing.
That's really crazy. The events that you're doing, are you going to be going to other events other than Tidewater Comic Con? I mean, I know a lot of people love the builds that you make and stuff like that, so I know that you do have a little fan base who really enjoy seeing the work that you do.
Yeah, we used to have a couple other Facebook groups, but we consolidated everything down to Tidewater Cosplay. So that's why we have 250 members in the group now. We're a very active group. We go out and we do picnics together. We host Christmas parties and Halloween parties, and we go out to all the rest of the events in the area. And there's a lot of them that people ask us to go to with the TARDIS. I mean, we've been this year alone to about 5 different places with the TARDIS. So that it's almost every weekend we got something going on. It's not like we're looking for a lot of stuff to do. It's being requested of us to go out to do things.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's really crazy. I'm sorry to hear that has happened. I know a lot of the viewers out there really enjoy a lot of the stuff that you do. When we put this up, we'll put a link in the description for Tidewater Cosplay. People can look this up, see what you guys are doing, see some future stuff that they come out. Hopefully that this can be resolved by next year. I don't know if you're ever going to want to see to go to Tidewater Cosplay convention again, but
Tidewater Comic Con.
Yeah.
Tidewater Comic Con. We're Tidewater Cosplay. I mean, it just happened to be that we're in Tidewater. We're both in Tidewater, so, and that's Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I appreciate you you coming out today. Thank you. Do you want to say anything else before we leave?
I'm a disabled vet. I'm not using that as saying that it's an excuse for any of this. I'm just saying I told him that earlier. I told him that I was a disabled vet, and he basically said he didn't care. And I mean, it's a disabled vet run group, So that's about it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for coming out and talking with me today. And we'll put this up, and hopefully we'll let people know what's going on over there at Tidewater Comic Con. Thanks for seeing me today, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye.
Bye.